To presenting our presentation, challenges on giving education for children with disabilities in Riau Islands, Indonesia, and these are the backgrounds. And for the numbers of children with disabilities in Indonesia, we get the data from Indonesian Ministry of Women's Empowerment and Children Protection. The number of children with disability in Indonesia is 1.5 million. But from United Nations, predict at least 10% of school-aged children has special needs or disability. So, based on the UN data, Indonesian school-aged children from 5 until 14 years old is 42.8 million. So at least Indonesia has 4.2 million children with disability or special needs. That's why we want to see what are the challenges we have in here. But we want to focusing in the Riau Islands province. So where is Riau Islands province? You can see that this is the Indonesian map, and Riau Islands province is in the red lines. And you can see also that most of our region is sea, and it's close to Singapore and Malaysia too. Okay, so let's talk about the challenges. First, geographical challenges. So in our region, in our province, we have 2,408 islands with 2 cities and 5 districts, and 95% of the region is sea. So Shahida would like to point, where is Batam? Batam is there. Batam. Yeah, Batam. Yeah. Okay. So that's Batam. Batam is the center for business in Riau Islands province, and the economic growth in Batam is so high because the location, the geographical position is close to Singapore and Malaysia, and we can see the growth of the society and the community there is also high. And the other cities is Tanjung Pinang. Tanjung Pinang is the center for the government, so all of the government in there. And the other 5 districts are Karimun, Bintan, Lingga, Anambas, and Natuna. So, would you like to show where is Karimun? There is Karimun. Yeah, that's Karimun. And Lingga. Then Anambas. There. Anambas and Natuna at the top of that. So our islands are so far away. So far. So the second challenge is transportation challenge. So to go to the main islands, Tanjung Pinang, Batam, and Karimun, we need 1 until 3 hours by ferry. And to other islands, to Lingga, Anambas, or Natuna, we need 5 until 22 hours by ferry. And if you want to go there by airplane, we have a flight from Tanjung Pinang to Natuna, 2.5 hours flight. And yeah, from 2,408 islands, we only have these islands, the transportation there. So if we want to say about the children with disabilities, the education and access for that, not all of the islands get the access for that. Only 3 islands. Only 3 islands in Riau Islands province has the access for special education and get therapy and get the school for their children with disabilities. There are the number 1 is Batam Island. That's that's my city, which close to Singapore. And the second, number 2, is Tanjung Pinang City. That's the capital city of Riau Islands province. Number 3 is Bintan district, and number 4 is Karimun district. So only in this 4 location we have access for special education. Okay, so this is the list of special school in Riau Islands. When we get the data from the Podik, it's the database from the government on January 2018. In Batam City, we have five special schools: SLB Putra Kami, SLB Anak Brilian, SLB Negeri. So the SLB means in local language it means awesome school. Yeah, because all of the students are awesome. So and the N in SLBN, it means the public school. So all of the N is public school. So others are SLB Kartini and SLB Stipak. In Tanjung Pinang City, we have two special school, SLB Mutiara, which private, and SLB Negeri Tanjung Pinang, which government. In Bintan district, we have SLB Negeri Bintan and Sekolah Khusus Citra Nugraha. And in Karimun district, we have 3 schools, SLB Sehati, SLB Negeri Karimun, and SLB PBB. So our foundation, Uttarakhand Foundation has schools in those islands. I give both in here, SLB Putra Kami, Anak Brilliant, SLB Mutiara, and SLB Sehati. That's the part of our foundation. These 4 schools providing the schools and therapy for children with disabilities in Riau Islands. 2 schools, the first 2 schools are in Batam. The third SLB Mutiara is in Tanjung Pinang, and the last is SLB Sehati in Karimun. And we also have the ABA Therapy Center to learn about ABA, Applied Behavior Analysis Program for therapy for children with disabilities. That is ABA Batam, and its location is in Batam too. So we have the statistic only from Uttarakhand Foundation about the students in our foundation in Riau Islands. The data comes from the Uttarakhand Foundation database on March 2018. We have about 419 students in all of the schools. So we have 4 schools and 1 therapy center. We have 419 students with 98 teachers and therapists teach all of the students, and 50% students comes from the low-income family. And the disabilities are autism, mental retardation, Down syndrome, deaf, physical impairment, speech delay, and cerebral palsy, and etc. We also have the blind, the other disabilities. Okay, so the third, the challenges we face in Riau Islands Province for education for children with disabilities are: first, small number of special education graduates. Not so many people as the teacher of special school is the graduate of special education in the bachelor or master. And also the small number of professionals working on disabilities field in Riau Islands Province, and it's just like centralized in Batam or in Tanjung Pinang because it's the center for business and government. In other island, not so many people working on those disabilities field like occupational therapists or doctors or others job. And the last is lack of skilled teacher to handle children with disabilities or special needs. Now, so this is in here we can see universities with special education major in Indonesia. We just have 11 universities out of more than 500, I think so. I forget how many universities in Indonesia, but we just have 11 university that has major in special education. So in here, let me stand up. So this is the Karimun University in Riau Islands, and in Sumatra, only 3 universities has the major of special education, and in another university centralized in Java. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 universities in Java. No universities in Kalimantan has special education, and 2 universities in Sulawesi. But there's no in Bali, West Nusa Tenggara, East Nusa Tenggara, and Maluku and Papua has major of special education. And we have to see the fact that children with disabilities is not just in Riau Islands, but also in every place in this world we have people with disability. Okay, so only 11 universities has major for special education in Indonesia. And in Riau Islands Province, we want to introduce you about Karimun University as the only one in Riau Islands Province which have responsibilities to make its graduate have a good skill. on giving the education for the children with disabilities in the Riau Islands province in 2,408 islands. And yeah, so this is the statistic of special education major in Karimun University. We get the data from the head of special education of Karimun University. The active student in our university, in Karimun University, we just have 57 people that active as a student in special education. And the domicile, they come from 75% from Karimun, 20% from Batam, and 5% from Tanjung Pinang. Yeah, as you see, Tanjung Pinang is the capital city of Riau Islands, but only 5% from Tanjung Pinang. It's just three people from Tanjung Pinang that take education as in the special education major in Karimun University. And since 2011, Karimun University has 21 people as the graduate, and the graduates work in the special schools across Riau Islands in Karimun, Batam, and Tanjung Pinang. In those schools I have shown you. Okay, so these are the students of special education in Karimun University, and only 2 of them are men, and the rest of them are women. So we will be the one who have skill in giving education and therapy for children with disability in the schools in the islands. Okay, the next challenge is inclusive education system in Indonesia. The challenges are misunderstanding of the concept of inclusive education. So many people don't really know and don't really understand about what is inclusive education. Like they just think that children with disability can join the normal children in the school, in the classroom. So we need to make people in society, especially in their islands province, because they come from the rural areas that don't have access for special education. And when they have children with disability and people just ask them to just take your children to that school because we don't have special school in here, and they just think that my children can't do that, and the school reject them, and because they said these children can get the education in here, it's a regular school in here. So the misunderstanding of the concept of inclusive education is still a big challenge in the Islands province. The second is inconsistency of government regulation. So because we get support from the government, from the national government of Indonesia to make the inclusive education in Indonesia, but it's still in process, so the regulation is still changing because of the process. When they have a evaluation, they change again, change again. So when one school already start the inclusive education and then it's just and it's changed so fast, the school have to adapt again, especially in the curriculum. That's the third challenge we have in education system of inclusive for the special children, for the children with disability. Because right now in Indonesian government, they have curriculum, the name of the curriculum is Curriculum 2013, and it's focusing on the character building. So when we make the children understand about the character, how to behave properly and appropriately. But there's children with disabilities in the school, and teachers that know how to manage these children when they have emotional or tantrum or have problem with learning. They have to learn again. And so the last is lack of skilled teacher for children with disabilities in the classroom. So we see that many teachers in the inclusive school don't really know, don't really understand about how to manage the children when the children can't hear or can learn fast or have tantrum. They don't know how to manage that. So it becomes like that children with disability come to school just for the absent, and when they back home, they don't get anything. They just get zero. Just get the absent because the teacher just, okay, you are here, okay. Others, let's learn about this, and the regular class can get and can understand the subjects, but the children with disabilities can't because the teacher don't have the skill to make the teacher make the student understand about the class. Okay, the fifth challenge is the awareness. The awareness of the society. We need people, we need the society in Riau province, especially and globally in the world, to know and understand about the disability. But the problem is society and parents don't really understand about first what is disability. They don't know about disability. We can see the when the children in one and a half year they should walk, but then the parents say just okay. The father also walk in 1 year 8 months, or talk in 1 year or 2 years, and then it's late. And they don't understand that that is one of the disability. We don't. We have to make the children have the self-development suitable with the age. Okay. Then second, who are the disabled people? They don't know. Most people in their own province, especially, I often hear that they call autistic children as crazy children. That he is crazy. He can't manage himself. He can't manage screaming and etc. Or Down syndrome children. People call them as idiot, and the mental retardation get another bullying. Or the deaf, or the blind children, people don't know. Okay? And the third, what are the criteria of children with disability? We have to make people understand about that. Fourth, how to give intervention for children with disability. And this focus is to the parents and the teachers and therapists in the special school in Riau Islands. How to give the intervention so it can be on point. So the children can change the behavior and can manage the emotion, and they can be a better children after they get therapy and intervention. Fifth, why should I take my children to get therapy? Because many parents still say that it's just okay. My children can do that, and my children can speak maybe next month or 2 months ago, 2 months later. But the parents don't give the stimulation for the children, and it will not change anything. And the last is how to live peacefully with disabled people. It's focusing on the bullying and the discrimination. Yeah, that's what I said. We still see many bullying and discrimination for the children and people with disability. And then, because of they don't aware and don't understand about the disability, the unaware society and parents will first let on giving therapy, which will affect children's self-development skills. So, because they just procrastinate it, then okay, when they go to the therapy center or to the school, it's already late. It's hard to change the behavior because they already have a behavior that they know how to use the behavior to get what they want. But the thing is, we have to understand that not everything we want we will get it, and we have to make the children understand so that you don't get what you need once you ask, and then you get it now. Maybe you have to wait, and you have to be patient, and you have to communicate it well. Okay. The second is not give therapy and school to children with disability, and it will affect the bad self-development. We see in the other islands, in their islands, that until the children is 25 years old, he never gets any intervention and or get therapy. So his behavior is so bad, and he can't control himself. He likes to, yeah, he is on puberty, so he has a sexual desire. He tried to do everything sexually. Like it's dangerous for the society in the end. So if you have children with disability, we want to make the society knows that you have to give the children an intervention as soon as possible. Okay, and the society that unaware will do the bullying and do discrimination to the children with disability. Okay, right. Okay, so what we do in Putrakan Foundation and Karimun University to make people understand about disability and to make people aware and then take action and also make the government knows about what happens in this province. First, we made the international movement. It was on December last year. We celebrate the International Day of People with Disability together with ASEAN countries in collaboration with US Embassy, and one of the focus is disability, and you can see there the orange near the Singapore. That's our project in there. We celebrate the International Day of People with Disability with some projects together with youth from other ASEAN countries, and we also give seminars to the teacher, to the therapists, the parents on how to give intervention and therapy for children with disability. This is the seminar last August, and we trained about 100 teachers in Riau Islands about how to make children speak, can communicate well, and how to do the massage, how to stimulate the children, how to give the reward, and how to give the consequence, and how about the therapy method. Okay, we also do the campaign, and this is the fun walk together with children with disability, with all of the teachers and parents. We walk in the island, in Karimun Island, and give the flowers to the people in Car Free Day and say Happy International Disability Day, and those who give that are the children with disability, so people can know and can see, oh, this children has autism. This children has autism, the girl, but when she give the flower to the people there, the people ask, huh? She is autism? Seriously? She just look normal? Yeah, that's what you have. You judge her. We make the people understand that autistic is not crazy, and you see, she can say Happy International Disability Day, and you see that she can give you flowers, she can smile to you, she can say it properly, and that's what we make people in our region understand about the disability. We make people in our community understand that we live together with children and people with disability, and it's not good, and it's not good to give a judgment and to say they are bad, they are crazy, idiot, and everything, because they just have something special in them, and if with the suitable education system and therapy, they can be better, they can be good, they can be what you see as a normal person. Okay, then we also do the art performance. That's me when my hair is long. Yeah, so we do the art performance in the mall, so people can see that children with disability can dance too with the traditional clothes, and as you see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. From 8 children that dancing, 6 of them are deaf. and they are dancing. Dancing needs the music. And how can they dance? How can they do that together? How can they do it perfect? Because they just do it different ways. Like if you dance here in the music, they do the tempo, and they can dance together with others. And when people see, that's not a disabled children. Hey, you have to talk with her. You have to talk with them. They can't hear you. But why they can dance? Yeah, because they do that in a different ways. So it means that the children with disability is not able, but they able with their own ways. Okay, it's my profile. I took the civic engagement in Northern Illinois University in US in 2016, and right now still in bachelor degree with Shahida too, and special education Kalimantan University, and also in business management in Batam International University. I am the founder of ABA Batam, the Therapy Center for ABA in Batam, and I'm the program director for Putaran Foundation, and I'm also the Youth Peace Ambassador International with Riau, and part of Young Southeast Asian Leaders Initiative, together with American Embassy. And this is Shahida, my partner from Kalimantan University. She is one of the passionate girl I have ever met to learn more and more and more about disability, and want to know more and spread the awareness together with me and all of our friends about disability in our region. Okay, that's all about my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention. If you have a question, please.
Thank you, Rezki. Yes, please. Hassan first. Thank you.
Yeah, that is very, very interesting. I commend you for that. We know that you look so young, going to all those free knowledge. Anyway, I have two comments. I don't know whether they're questions or, but the first one is a question. You said most people don't understand what disability is. I mean, I want to ask you, from your own experience, maybe I don't reading books or whatever, if you look at the only place the place I can talk with confidence is North Kalimantan. We used to do a project there because it's part of the Borneo Island. So if you look at the old people,
Yes.
the old people, old,
yeah.
and the young people, who are the people who say they don't care? How did the Indonesians from north, east, west, Kalimantan, down there to Java, Sumatra, whatever, in the old days, handle or understand about disability and the way people look at disability now? Because all those structures we're talking about, or we're trying to form, they were not there. There was another issue there. If you look at the area I'm talking about, east, northern Kalimantan, there bordering East Malaysia, you'll find that religion is also plays a big part. So how do, for instance, the traditional religious structures, family, whatever, look at the issue of disability? That is one aspect. I mean, from your own experience, if you look at the old people, the young people, who understand and who don't understand disability. Another thing from my experience also, I did a study in South Africa on the question of the needs of disabled people. And we came to realize that disabled people, like normal people, have also needs. For instance, sexual needs. Most people feel that disabled people have no sexual needs.
Sexual
needs, which is not true. They like boys and girls, or go in the opposite, like any other. So what is your experience of relations in Indonesia?
Okay, so the first question is how from my experience, how to make people.
No, you said people don't understand what disability.
Why I said that?
Yeah, old people, young people, whatever.
Okay, so what I said is actually for the new parents, the the couples who just married and have children, and they never have an experience about raising kids, children, and they just like when they see the different condition of the children, it's just like, okay, that's just okay, it's just okay, and it affects the children that they get late off, they late on getting the intervention, they late on getting get into school, because the parents just said it's like the culture, yeah, the father also start to speak in 2 years old, and then it's like they don't really understand that it is kind of the disability also, because they don't get the stimulation of for the children to talk, and also if we see that in the young people nowadays knows about disability, but when I ask them like from another university, they have organization or the community come to my school, let's just make your event in my school, and then they see, oh, so he is autist, oh, so he has Down syndrome, which one is mental retardation, they just look just normal. When we gather the community, the organization, like 100 to make event in our school, and they just like, which one is the student? Is that a student? No, that's our guest. Is that a student? Yes, that's our guest. That's the student. So they just know the how to say, the basic information about disability. But when we make them see this is the children with disability, what is his disability, and when we try to explain to them, and then oh, and they just understand when they meet them, the children with disability. But for the information, okay, they know what is autistic. But when we make games, maybe we have games, and then we make a pair with the autistic kids, he doesn't know that his partner is autism. And then he tried to talk, he tried to laugh, but my student is not understand that. So okay, it's the other experience for them.
So what do the old people say about that?
The old people is understand about that, but most of them, because not really, how to say it, the old people knows about autism or others, and they don't really judgmental, right? Like the young people, but the old people don't. When I see, I have experience in a mall that I see a youth with autism, but I think he never get intervention or get into school, and then other people there, the youth, the normal youth there, make a joke and bully that autistic kids, but the old people don't take action to do that. So I just like, come here. I just take that autistic kids, but other people just like loving and just like pretending nothing happened. And so because maybe they don't really know about that. What I want to my point is that, okay, people know about disability, but it's just the basic information. But when we talk about autistic, why it happened, how to manage them, how to live with them, how to keep their heart, how to make the smiling, and how to talk to them, that's so many information that people don't really understand about that. The young people, just the same with the old people. But for those parents or society who has children with disability, they are trying to make the neighborhood to understand, this is my children, and this is his response to see something that he likes. This is his response when he's sad. Maybe he will tantrum, he will crying, he will screaming. But the parents of children with disability still like get some discrimination from the neighborhood, but not all. But we still see that thing. Okay, is it answer your first question?
It's fine.
Okay, so move on to the second question about the sexual desire of the
About needs, that's just one example. About needs, sexy, whatever is one example.
Yeah, so actually our program in Putakan Foundation this year is about to make parents understand about their children's, the teens with disability about their sexual needs, like how to, especially for the girl, when she gets menstruation, they needs to use tampon. She needs to keep the hygiene and keep her reproductive. And we have some seminars last year about how to manage the behavior of the children, and we do talk about sexuality. But one of the parents asked a question about sexual, that she admits that she didn't think that her children will have the same desire like other normal people. But then when she saw her son erect, and then so my son have a desire for the girl too. When she sees in the morning and that son has wet, and then okay, so even my son is autistic, he still have a sexual desire or still the same like us. And then when I have a talk with other parents about their teens, about how their girl use the bra, use tampon, or how to keep diet, it's like the parents, like, we don't really understand about how to manage these children. And even us as the teacher, as the people at school, we don't really see that thing at school, because at school we just give the education, and we don't really see about the reproductive or sexual activities like that, because that thing will happen at home. So before I came here, 1 week before I come here, I have a discussion with some parents about sexual education, about sexual activities, and they need some workshop maybe, and we are planning to make the workshop maybe on May, to make workshop for parents about sexual education for their children. And also one of our school on next March on 21st March, and Down Syndrome International Day, we will make a project seminar about sexual education for parents with Down syndrome. But we're focusing on the children with disabilities in general. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Other question or comments?
Do we have any questions on the Skype group? Some of you have met Rezki. He's been here the last several years as Youth Peace Ambassador.
Thank you.
And in fact, we had on the group, we have Charlotte, who's writing a thesis on disability in Qatar, who's there, and Ro, who's worked a lot with people of different abilities.
Can I get
Navina is joined from Bangalore. She's asking, how do you train these children? Is there, like, I guess you explained some things, but would you like to show us?
I want to show you a video about our program. It's called Juta Senyum untuk Anak Autistik, 1 Million Smile for Children with Autistic, in celebration of International Day of Autistic Awareness Day. We make it on 2015, online, and we got support from 3,000 people worldwide. And how to support the children with autistic? We make people to send their photos, while smiling, and hold the paper with supportive comments, and then we make a compilation of all of the smiles and make a song of that. And the song already played in 6 countries, and the videos also. So in here we will make how many every provinces in Indonesia and other countries send their smile to support the autistic kids in our foundation especially, and each province represented by children with the traditional custom of that province. So here it is. Can I get speaker just here?
Use that, yeah.
Where is it? Huh? So the singer is children with autistic syndrome. These are the smiles, the support from people in Batam. Balikpapan is in East Kalimantan, and Jeffrey wear the traditional clothes of Kalimantan. The song means thank you for the support, thank you for your kindness and your love. All of them has autistic. Yeah. People behind this song, this is the creator of the song, the music, the vocal, the first, second vocal, that's me, recorder, the children and the dreams to be, what's that, the police, pilot, army. Down syndrome. Bukan lumba lain. Semarang sent us from the other special school too. Right now, Hanafi is in a regular school. He has autism, but inclusive school. This is other cities. This is smile from abroad. And smile from the artist, Indonesian artist. So this year, that song we will translate it into English version, and we will make the single album for that, with the children with disabilities sing that song and as the model in the video clip. We will produce the song this year. Need some support. Okay, any other question or comments? If not,
Other questions or comments?
Ananya?
Yes, Achyana, your presentation is interesting for me because I'm just curious about how to identify between autistic, right, and Down syndrome. Maybe Down syndrome you can see by appearance, but autistic, how to know and what age that the parent can make sure this is autistic.
Okay, so wait a minute. I have some. Where is it? Yeah. So, how to see children with autistic, right? So we can see some diagnostic features in here: the qualitative impairment in social communication, and also the restrictive, repetitive, and stereotype patterns of behavior, interests, and activities of the children. First, we have to see we can see it in the qualitative impairment in social skill. So there are two types: rejecting social contact and failure to develop friendship. If the children are in the age of 2, they are trying to look friends or take something to play with, and like if the favorite choice taken by other people, children, they are trying to take it and maybe fighting, like the children's. And when something is funny, he will laughing, they will like smiling others. But in social, for the children with autistic, they will reject everything. Like in social, when you talk to me, you look at my eyes, right? We have eye contact. But children with autistic, they will reject the eye contact. They will not see you. Maybe, Ananya, I want to do that. Ananya, can I get that? Maybe they talk to you, but they will not see you. Okay? Or rejecting, like when we eat together in the table. Children with autistic will choose to eat alone. Or when other children in their age playing together, they will go to a place and just play with himself, just like the toys just alone and enjoy that thing just alone, rejecting the social activities with other people. Okay, and social contact, yeah, like social contact, they are trying to do that by themselves, but it's like they don't want to ask others. They don't want to be in a community. They don't want to be in a group. They reject it and fail to develop friendship. Even if they want to go to a community or a group of children and play together, but they can't deliver the desire that I want to play with you, I want to take that, may I get that, may I choose that one, or do you want to play with me? They fail to tell that. So you can see that they have problems in social, like rejecting, they don't have social contact, and if they do, they fail to develop a friendship. Second, we can see the qualitative impairment in communication. Mute, echolalia, and failure to sustain conversation. Mute, silent. Even we are trying to ask him something or we ask a question, they don't know how to. The point is they don't know how to answer that, and that just they just mute because they don't know how to. And then when children with autism can say something, but the thing is they don't know how to answer that, and then they echolalia. Hello, what's your name? Hello, what's your name? They will repeat what we said. Oh, hello, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Like, they try to do that. Yeah, and then failure to sustain conversation. Maybe today they know that, what is your name? My name is Kiki. 2 hours later, maybe he don't know how to answer what is his name. And hello, good morning. And today he can say hello, good morning. Tomorrow, we don't know. Because it's hard for them to understand the conversation, the communication. And we also can see the diagnostic of autistic from the restrictive, repetitive, and stereotype patterns of behavior, interests, and activities. Moral movement, object preoccupation, restricted interest, and routines, rituals, and flexibility. It's hard for us to change their daily routines. Maybe like in the room, that's his seat. He doesn't want to change the seat. And if we change the seat, that's not yours. Yours is there. Tantrum, or be angry or screaming, or can't manage their emotion. Restricted interest, but sometimes it's unique. If you see this, it's not like interesting. But maybe some of children with autistic will see this like ours. And they enjoy it to see it for hours. And when we take it, change with this. No. And they will see this as the most interesting thing in the world. Even if you give, okay, boys, do you like cars? This is the cars for you. But they will not like it. Because it is the most interesting thing for them. And the moral movement, some of the children with autistic will flapping their hands like many times. But we don't know why they do that, but they will do that when they're happy or when they just don't know what to do, or others do this, or other like bubbling what they want to say, just like just that. And when we ask, what is your name? Kiki. Okay. And when he likes that conversation, and he will say it repeatedly. What is your name? Kiki. 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 And repeatedly. So you can see if he does that, that's one of the symptom of autistic. And others like, okay, it's the car. Okay, it's car. If normal to play the car like this, right? Cars, yeah, like that. But for autistic kids, they like to see the how to say it?
The wheels.
Huh?
The wheels.
The wheels. They will see the wheels. Only the wheels. Not playing with the toys like this. Or when see the fan, it swing. Just see the swing, just see the fan swinging, or they swing themselves. There, they just like swinging things. Okay, so that's the symptoms of this is if you see that, that's the symptoms of children with autistic.
So it depends by the degree of the symptom, right? Some children can become back to the normal.
No, autistic is a permanent condition, but we don't say it as normal. We don't say it as normal, but becomes better. Yeah, becomes better on managing their behavior, managing their emotion. Becomes better on communication skill. Becomes better in toilet training. Becomes better in independency. They can eat alone. They can take a bath alone. They can sleep alone. That's becomes better. But the symptoms of autistic still we can see it. That's why we can't see children or people with autism by her look or their look, because we can identify someone has autism if we talk to him or see his behavior or when he's angry or when he's sad. That will extremely change. Like maybe if we said like this, like, but children with autism, like, like that. So the difference with Down syndrome, we can see children with Down syndrome by their look, but autistic no. So like what I just shown you, the children who gave the flowers, she has autism. But we see it as just like a cute girl, right? We can see it when we talk to her.
Also, you say after 2 years old can school student, right? So means before 2 years old we cannot know the.
We can see it from 1.5 year actually, because we can see the behavior like eye contact, or 1.5 year like the communication skill, the motor skill. We can see it from 1.5, but most of parents is like okay, it's just okay, and most of children get the therapy 4 or 5. Even the golden age for get the intervention just 4. So sometimes it's like
Sorry.
it's
No, talking about your therapy, do you guys also have like because what they do here in Malaysia, I mean where I work, they also have a lot of horse riding, music. I hear that helps a lot for them.
sorry, what is the first?
Horse riding.
Horse.
Kuda.
Oh, horse. No.
Sensory integration.
Sensory
So
integration.
you're doing
Yeah.
a lot of, do you do that?
For the sensory integration, we are using the playgrounds for the sensory, for the motoric, but for the horse, because it's like expensive, we don't do that, and also I think there's no horse horse riding in Riau Islands. We don't have it. Like also the dolphin, we don't have it. So in all of the special school in Riau Islands, we just do the sensory integration by the playground, like the sliding, the to climbing. So for the sensory integration, just do that. Any other question?
Andrew has a question on Skype. Andrew? And you're going to see Andrew on Wednesday, hopefully you can... Andrew?
Yes, Rocky, your presentation again, I met you a couple of years ago at one of the earlier conferences. It's very, very vivid descriptions. It's very, very heartening to witness what you guys are doing there. So based on that, and based on your experiences, what are the biggest challenges to replicating your method? Can other people do it, or do you need somebody like you to show us how?
So your question is the biggest challenge for me to make people understand about what is disability?
And
my question is, if other people wanted to do it, but we didn't have you around, can we replicate it without your passion? Or does it survive on personality and capacity of your own?
how can you replicate what you're doing?
Oh, so
other people can do
yeah,
it?
so other people can do what I do, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I made some events or project or workshop with other schools, and not just in my foundation, but also with other schools, and also with organization, youth organization or disability organization in Indonesia, not just in Riau Islands. So when people wants to know about what's inside the school of the special school, you can go there, you can be the volunteer in there, and this is how we teach the children with disability. This is how we give them education. This is how we teach them how to communicate. This is how we massage, and you can do it too with the volunteering or joining our workshop, our seminar, and if you want to have like contact, we are pleased to do that. Yeah, we are okay. We welcome you to join us in giving education for children with disability. And like I and Shahida do, we on last December we do the celebration of International Day of People with Disability. I and Shahida are the team member, and we asked about 150 parents, teachers, and other people in public to join our program to give the flowers and the stickers. Do you still have the sticker behind your phone, right? Yeah, we give the sticker Happy International Disability Day. It's not that clear, but we give the sticker for the phone, so people, oh, you have that? Come here. I also want the sticker. I also want the flower. It's interesting for them, and it's unique because people don't really know about autistic, and that we get the stickers. But from the sticker we can get information about this is the disability, and disability you don't need to how to say it, kasihan, pity. Yeah, we don't need your sympathy, but we need your support. We need your support too, so children and people with disability can do what you think we can do, and what people think that it's impossible for us. What we need is your support, so we can do that. Like the song, we never know that children with mental retardation that so difficult to memorize something can memorize the song. And then when the children with deaf can't hear, but they can dance, because we support them, because we trust them that you can do that, and other people in the world, you can do that too. And we make the event, we make the projects like interesting, so people wants to come. We make it in the mall, and okay, mall, you can buy your pizza and see the art performance, and then surprise, children can hear actually. Oh, seriously? Okay, so how to make other people also do what I do? Just join the program, and if you have idea, just tell it, and we can execute it. Like Shaida, their friend have ideas, and then we talk about that, and then we make it. So we will support each other. Thank you.
Charlotte wants to ask a question. Her connection's not so good. She's in Achyana. She's asking who's funding the program. How did you raise the funds and get the support?
Okay, so how we raise the fund for our projects? We use it by our own. So like because we want to make people understand about disability, and we can say that disability issue is sexy. Like we make the proposal and give it to some company or organization. They want to support us, maybe like only 10%, and also we have some donors or like from other people, but we never do the charity. But yeah, we give proposal and make collaboration not just with the parents or family with the children with disability, but also with the corporate, because they can make they can give us their money from the CSR. One of them. Also, we also have from 2016 we have collaboration with US Embassy Jakarta and US Consulate in Medan that support us, especially in highlighting in their social media, and also give us some notebooks or bags with the patterns of US Embassy, and it's like, oh, I want to get that bag, I have to join that event. I want to get that sticker, I have to be in that, be part of that event. That's why people want to come and they are willing to pay, because it's not just for children, not just for the organizer, but also for all of the people in the region and in Indonesia. Like last year, our project on December, International Day of People with Disability, we get highlight in US Embassy social media, and we get the guests from Singapore and Philippines to join our project, and it makes the name of the event becomes more international, and so people think just okay, I will go there and I get the international certificate. But yeah, maybe the motivation is certificate, but at least when they are there, they will get information, they will get the awareness, they will know what happened about the condition of children with disability in here, especially in their islands, and what happened in Indonesia and globally in the worldwide. Okay. Is that answering the question? Okay.
I have two questions. The first one is just a curious question. How much does it cost? How much is you have a foundation? It's registered in the government?
Yes.
How much was it? Do you need to show the government so that it will be recognized? Like in the Philippines, if you have a foundation and you want to function legally, you have to have at least $25,000 as show money. That means that you can sustain your foundation, or else the Securities and Exchange Commission will not accept the registration of your foundation. At least 1.something million pesos, that's it, in our country. So it's quite difficult to establish a personal foundation without really funding. It's related to the question.
Yeah, we don't get some funding, but I mean, well, we get funding especially for the building, but then we how to say it, we borrow money from the bank.
But the government does not demand that you should have this particular amount of money.
No.
No.
They just want to see how many students do you have, how many teachers and therapists do you have, and how about the condition of the buildings, and how it's sustained, and where is the report, how is the development of the children, and yeah.
So it's easier to create a foundation in your country than in ours. Anyway, the second question is, one of the biggest hindrance to establishing work among children with special needs is stigmatization. social stigma. In societies like ours, even in other countries, people tend to see disability as something that is negative.
Yeah.
And that's why it's difficult to involve others in the work of helping children with disability. Do you also have some these social stigmas of
Yes.
children with disability in your country? Can you give us example?
Or maybe when we have discussion, you haven't come yet. Like the stigma when parents have a children with disability, and stigma in the old school society, they think that you as parents as you did something very bad in the past, and then right now it's the karma.
It's like a punishment.
It's like a punishment because you do so bad when you pass, and okay, this is your punishment, and it's affecting not just the children in getting the education and improvement and development for themselves, but also with that thing, the parents and the family also get pressure from the society, like that's the crazy children. Oh man, that idiot come again, and the children can socialize with their friends in their age, and also the parents get the pressure that yeah, my children get rejected from the society and the family. Even in the family, I told you that last week before I come here, I have a discussion with some parents about their condition and what happened with their children in the society, and about 40%, 45 maybe, 45% of children with disability in Batam, in the big city like Batam, get rejected. I never had a discussion with people from the rural area, but I think it will be bigger than in Batam, because I think Batam well educated. I think even in well educated city, people still have that stigma.
So you go around the community to educate people about
Yes. Yeah.
what autism is, and standard punishment.
Sorry.
So you go around the community to educate people.
Yeah. Especially like making some seminars, workshop, and also like right now our school have the vocational high school, and we are trying to preparing them to have skill to work. So after they graduate, because they can continue to the university, they can work, they can earn money, and they can be productive. And in their teen age, they have to be productive and can earn money, and that will educate people too. And it can be our brand, like that restaurant. We are planning to make a bakery shop. So if people want to go there, they have to know that this bread made by children with disability. Like right now, our vocational high school students are autism, all of them. But next year maybe we have deaf children. Maybe we can make like a unique concept. If you want to buy the bread in here, you have to do sign language maybe, and it's like people will get information and education from buying the bread. Okay, or I want to buy bread. How to do sign language? Sorry, I don't know how to sign, but we can make it, and we will plan it to do that. So the stigma we will break it. But right now, because we have only schools in 3 islands, in Batam, Tanjung Pinang, and in Tanjung Balai, in the long-term plan, we are trying to make it in other in other districts or other provinces, also to educate people about disability. Okay.
Thank you. Maya, please.
No, is there an Indonesia, right?
Yeah.
Indonesian Autism Society
Yes.
in your allied?
Yeah.
Allied.
Maybe because this is a bioethics workshop. Is there any Ananya asked at what age to assist parents in doing intervention early. At what age to do intervention at an early age? At what age can you determine that the child is autistic? So there's genetic testing when a mother is expecting, when a mother is pregnant. She can do genetic testing for Down syndrome.
Yeah, it does.
And are you guys aware of genetic testing for autism?
Okay, so in our foundation, we don't do the medical checkup like that. But if you want to know about the genetic, we always ask them, the parents, to go to the hospital. But we have a collaboration with hospital too to know about what happened with that. Because when we are talking about the genetic things, that what I know is in international. From the research for autistic, there is no exact reason why it happened that makes the autistic, because even the same genetic condition is just like the same. Even the twin children can one can get autism, one no. But yeah, what makes it happen? We don't have the same agreement about that.
I just want to say, because Marlon was explaining that there are some predisposition in terms of the genetic makeup of either parent, but I think mostly the mother, and mostly the mother that is the one. But that is because autism also goes from a very mild to extreme spectrum that is different, and you might have any one or all of these things that are there. I think when I was asking, when you're talking, you mentioned horse riding. In the special needs schools that cater for autism children in South Africa, they don't only do ABA, they also offer sensory integration by doing occupational therapy. So they do speech therapy and occupational therapy, so that once the child is regulated using the occupational sensory integration, they find that the communication is much better. 1. 2, if a child, like we had 2 young people here talking about technology and social media, you'd find that if a child is really happy to use social media or technology, you can use that for communication and they're able to learn better. So I'm just wanting to hear from your side, from the Indonesian experience. How is that, the occupational and alternative methods, as well as use of technology to assist in your...
Okay, so for the occupational therapy, we in Indonesia also do the occupational therapy and also the sensory integration therapy for the communication, for the motor movement. But the thing is, even we do the occupational therapy, the number of people who have the certification for the occupational therapy is like even in the main cities like Jakarta or even Surabaya in Indonesia, that's the biggest cities in Indonesia. The number of people who are certified for occupational therapy is so small, the number. So we as the teacher in Indonesia, we are trying to get the workshop or seminars, and our government in Indonesia also support us, like making the national training for the teacher for disabilities to every aspect. Like, okay, this month for the how to braille, next month is how to other thing. Yeah, so that's the thing. So we are trying to do our best to make change in the behavior things of the children, and also for the social media. We are using the social media for spreading the awareness about disabilities, about what is autism, about our programs. And if you want to follow, please follow on Instagram SLB Putra Kami, SLB Anak Brilian, SLB Mutiara, SLB Sehati, Aba Batam, and on Facebook Lembaga Putra Kami, SLB Putra Kami, SLB Anak Brilian, SLB Sehati, dan SLB Mutiara. That's
last slide. It's up to your person.
yeah, I will make it later on. I will give you my name card, so you have to follow it. Okay? Okay. So in the social media, we also get some comments from the other people that, oh, so you do the same thing like what we do in the other school. Oh, so there is the autistic kids. Oh, I just know it, and it's like, oh, we from what we can see that we can reach about more than 10,000 people in Riau Islands province itself to spread the awareness and get when we do the, how to say it, we make an event, we share it on social media, and people like it, and people comment on it, and then people come, and that's how we use social media right now. And from 2018, from last January, I asked all of the social media admins in each school, and also in Karimun University, we use, Karimun University also spread the awareness. Yeah, they also have their own Instagram, and also us as the part of the organization, as the foundation, and the university also share. Okay, I will make this video. You have to share, yeah? Okay, I will share it, and then we collect it from this video, how much you get the likes, how much viewers of the video. Okay, we can see that it reached more than 10,000, 10,000 people.
There is a growing body of research linking autism to oral contraceptives. Oral contraceptives. Since we are in the bioethics now. Linking, because oral contraceptives are designed to act as an endocrine disruptors. It affects neurodevelopment, etc., etc. It would be interesting to know, for the sake of research, if the parents of these kids with autism are oral contraceptive users before when they were pregnant, or even before pregnancy, you might want to do that as a research. you have a data, at least so that we can, you can contribute to the body of knowledge if you do that as a research. There's a growing interest on its effect on the development of autism among children, especially when parents are taking it and not knowing that they are already pregnant, because it limits the development of it limits the neurodevelopment of the fetus. So, if you have it, you may want to develop that as a research. If you have how many children, autistic children in your foundation, how many parents, and you already have a data. Just for you to know, and of course to how do you call this? To determine if that there is really a relationship between oral contraception and autism. Knowing that I think Indonesia adopted the contraceptive policy some years ago.
But right now,
is there do you have a data that suggests that there seemed to be a rise of autism after the policy was made?
I don't have that data. Sorry.
But now I think they suspended the program.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for the suggestion. Maybe if we for our thesis, maybe we can make it.
Okay.
Thank you for the suggestion. Okay. Any other comments or questions?
Yeah, that's something.
I have a general comment. I mean, since morning, you've been talking about autism. What happened to other forms of disability? See, there are so many people who are not only autistic, but they have other forms of disability. So, what is being done in Indonesia to help such people?
I don't get the point.
That's why, yeah.
Yes,
Disability is not only autism, There are so many children with other disability, either they are born, can't walk, or born, we talked about deaf, blind. So what happens?
What happened?
How are those children
How are they being
families
cared?
supported?
Oh yeah. Most of the children, from my experience, the children with other disability, just like other parents, like give the support for the children. But maybe it's getting easier for the parents to give support to children like blind, but from the birth, or deaf, because from the response of the children, from the psychologists, they just like better than the autistic kids. So when parents do give some advices or give some suggestions to do for the children can easier to understand what the parents wants, and the parents also easier to understand what the children wants. And even the for the autistic kids, they it's like harder. So many parents like support what the children want just when the children really wants to. But when it's not that clear to give the information, the parents like, okay, what do you want? Oh, okay, just okay. But when the autistic kids, what do you want? I want that. Oh, okay, let's go.
So the question is, why is your organization focusing on autism only?
No, we are not focusing on not only in autism. We have all of the disability. Like what I give you information in here, that in here. This. We have all of this: autism, mental retardation, Down syndrome, deaf, physical impairment, speech delay, cerebral palsy. We have all of them. But what I showed you, the video, that's for the autistic kids. But the model, not all of them autism. Yeah. So we have all of them. Okay.
Maybe some questions.
Maybe you just saw me.
Come
What
on.
do you want to ask? Just okay. What do you want to ask?
I want to give you a suggestion to.
Use the mic, please.
You have a nice partner. I think it would be more better if she
Talks to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Shaida, do you want to talk? Just okay.
Any comments?
Divide your presentation in two parts, and it will attract your audience, because she's a girl and she has the power.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Shaida,
Feminist.
talk if you want to. Yeah, you have to say something.
Say Malay.
Okay.
Here, maybe.
So I might
Here comes.
Karena kita berdua kan juga bicara, kita juga bagus sekarang sama suatu baca anak-anak Indonesia. Jadi ya, tapi kita bikin juga.
Oke, kami sebenarnya partner, tapi saya I don't to English.
Yeah, spoken bahasa Malay.
Yeah. So she said that we are a team, we make it together, we don't sleep together because to make it, but when presenting, we already make the job desk because she's not really good in English, but it is her first time to join the international workshop, international conference. So for the next, she has to. Okay?
Promise?
Promise? Janji?
Okay, great.
Okay, thank you for the suggestion, David. We will learn more about English then.
So,
Okay?
thank you so much. Stay here. I have a couple of things to show. One is, this was on the link between the oral contraceptive use and prevalence of autistic spectrum disorder. Yeah, it's fine. But you spoke what you said. So. And so this, I'll send the link later, but it's interesting in terms of a hypothesis. The second thing I was going to show, I wanted to show a picture. We have in Bangkok a very gifted university graduate with Down syndrome. And this is her... Ananya doesn't have Down syndrome. So this is a picture of Ananya and one of the artists. And she's a university graduate in arts. And this is one of her art exhibitions. That's her mum. And I asked her a number of specific questions on her artwork. And
Nice.
she has a meaning behind all the art. It's particularly related to relationships between people. And this is some of her artwork. She has her bags and a t-shirt, and it's called The Art of Inspiration. And we visited her, and also she has, she enjoys the dinner, and very inspiring young lady. But one of the challenge has been the conservative nature of despite it's an art program, you'd think they would award the degree based on art, but they want her to answer oral exam to explain the questions in detail about each painting. And she can explain when asked, and I asked her in English and she answered. She came to Taiwan also, so she also understands English as well as Thai, but does a good job on art. So that's interesting in this example, but we have to modify some of the systems so that people with extraordinary talents can be recognized. And she's raising funds from the paintings for people with disabilities. So Kiki, I have a question for you. How old are you?
21.
21. And Kiki, when did you first come to Bangkok as a Youth Peace Ambassador?
2015?
Yep. So, and then
15.
2015. So,
I was 2 times here before.
yeah, 2 times. So Youth Peace Ambassador in the program, as is Ayabe, is also an artist and designer. And in her presentation, she will show some art and design, which happens to be. Okay, so I have some good news for you. You keep on asking me every time, when can I join the master's program?
Yeah.
Okay, and we said first you asked me as a high school student after setting up this foundation, can I join the master's program? And I said you have to be patient a little bit. So I have good news that the admissions committee, Ravi and Marlon and myself, decided this is your first day of the master's program.
Today?
Because we have a condition in our license that normally you're required to complete the bachelor's degree, but work experience and you've set up a foundation that's helped for so many years. So good job. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, good. So thank you very much. Okay, good.
Okay, thank you. Welcome to the program. Thank you.
Good.
Okay.
So you still have to do your undergraduate to complete that as well. You still have to finish your other degree as well.
Of course.
At the same time. And have you considered about aging with intellectual population research? Another question from Ro. Okay? Aroa works with aged people. They have another set of Professor Ro Takahashi works with aged people, gerontology. So have you considered the issue of the intellectual challenges for aged people, or do you just work with special needs kids of young? Do you work with older people?
Right now we are focusing on the education for children with disabilities, or for the aging people, like more than 25 maybe, yeah? Or maybe more than 35. We never met it because we're focusing on the kindergarten, elementary school, junior high school, and senior high school, and vocational high school. Because when we have to consider the regulation in Indonesian government that in special school, children with disability, we have to people in the special school in Indonesia should follow their age. So when we talk about the school, it's just the limit is like maybe 18 years old. So more than that, we have to make like even the ability of the children is low, but like just the same like in the first grade of elementary school, but the age of that student is like for the fifth grades. The children have to be in the 5th grade of elementary school, not in the 1st grade. So, answering about the aging population, we don't do that yet, but maybe we will do that in the next year, because we want to make the bakery shop and the restaurant with our student, and we need also the old one, not just the teens. Okay.
Thank you. And then Charles has one more question. How does the accessibility issue is it dealt with in Indonesia, and how is this movement? So it's not just for people with special needs for accessibility.
Accessibility for the building and transportation.
Yeah, so access to buildings, wheelchair access, things like that. Is that common, or it's still a big challenge?
It's one of the biggest challenge actually for the people with disability, because in Indonesia we just started to make it because the regulation of the government, of course, and some cities already make it done, like in Jakarta, but not that big one. I mean, so many places can the wheelchair access don't have the wheelchair access in Jakarta, but like in the how to say it, pedestrian, we already have like borders, so other transportation like motorbike can enter that pedestrian. And for the accessibility, is in Surabaya, but it's not. Yeah, it's just started, but not that good. Still needs more evaluation. And other city in Indonesia is like bad for the blind, for the blind especially. So and also for the wheelchair. Yeah. So we are still struggling with the accessibility for people with disability.
Thank you.
But in some new transportation, like 2 months ago or 3 months ago, the president of Indonesia just launched the train from city to airport in Jakarta, and there are the train is better for the people with disability. It's more accessible, but for the old one, it's still more and need more impairment. But for the new one, they are trying to make accessible.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Very informative.
Okay,
thank you.
nice to share with you about my project and disability and about the programs in here. And thank you for all the comments, suggestion, and question. And later I will send you some the Instagram and Facebook for our schools. Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, and have a nice day.
Thank you.